filled the gas tank to clean it out.
What'd you fill it with?
Water.
All right, so what we've got here is a Yamaha TTR50. It's the one that has the 3-speed transmission, 50 cc's, 4-stroke. Harrison, it had pure gas in it, but he decided to put water in it so he could clean the gas tank. He was being a good helper, right, Harrison? So now I'm gonna spray it off and we're gonna pull the carburetor and we're going to get this thing back up and running. Let's get started. First thing we're gonna do is take the gas tank off. We've already got the seat off. All there is 2 bolts, I believe. I'm gonna put these bolts back, that way they're there when we need them to go back and we don't lose them. Now for the carburetor, it looks like everything is Allen wrench on this thing, so I'm gonna lubricate with some WD-40. Here, 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 here. The throttle cable and the choke. That looks like it's a Phillips screwdriver. Almost has to be 5, it is a 5. Pop these wires loose. Those 2 are loose. We got to break this loose, which I'll see if it's hand tight. And oh yes, yes it is. The choke lock down, that is a Phillips. Should be able to remove the tab, yes. There's the choke, which is sealed with an O-ring. And it looks like I've got one more connection, that's to the air box. And boom, it's loose. I've got this one wire. I'm going to take that off with a wrench because I'm not sure how that disconnects just yet. Taking our 10mm and just taking this off.
I wasn't doing anything.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to see.
You're just looking at it?
Yeah, it is video.
That must be some sort of heater.
Dad, can you reroll this?
Okay, I'm gonna take one of these paper towels and I'm gonna put in here to prevent trash from getting inside.
I want this.
I'm gonna put tape around this so I don't lose where these go.
Never. Nope.
Put some tape around this so we don't lose anything. That is where one of the connectors went, which is this right here, which is, I'm assuming, a ground, because this looks like some sort of warming up device, so like a little heater. It's been rainy here, and now we finally have some sunshine, and we're getting out and about, finally, right, Harrison?
Yeah. We'll do that.
Okay, we won't lose that. In the process of this, I am going to order a new air filter.
And a new spark plug.
And a new spark plug. I'll get this carburetor cleaned up in the machine.
What is a machine?
Well, Harrison, I'm glad you asked. It's the ultrasonic cleaning machine. And it's going to make this thing look brand new. And we're going to also replace a filter. Even though this one looks brand new, we are going to still replace it. We don't want dirty fuel.
There is dirty fuel.
This goes right there.
Oh, I'm sweating already.
Are you?
Yes. And now I need that umbrella that Mom stole.
Putting the bolts back where the intake manifold goes. All right. Mikuni, made in Japan. These carburetors are usually really good. O-ring seal here. Oh, we do have to put, I dropped it earlier. I got to grab that, the little Phillips, and that holds the choke cable down. So where'd I drop it? I heard it hit something. Well, she must be here to play.
No.
Harrison, did you see where I dropped that?
Drop that what?
That screw.
That screw?
Yeah.
Let me look under.
Oh, I already grabbed it. It's right here.
I saw it first. I saw it first. I saw it first. You could just put it right here.
Look at that spider on my thumb.
You can put anything on there. Just not on my chair video. Just put it on that one. That's my chair. And I don't care whatever gets on it.
Let's take a quick look in this side, in this bowl. See the condition.
Yeah. I can't even see anything. It looks pretty good, but the motorcycle's over there.
Yeah, I'm working on this here. So, right there.
I knew you would have it all up.
Harrison's my film producer, aren't you?
No, don't say it. Don't say it ever again.
It took me a long time, but I downloaded a manual to the TTR for free.
You did?
A PDF version.
PDF. What does PDF mean?
PDF?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not real sure. Ugh.
What?
That's where the water went that you poured in the gas tank. It's all right there. That's an old nasty mess right there.
Dad.
Man, that's nasty.
Do you know what machine is?
Do I know what is?
A machine does.
Yes.
I know more about machines.
Do you?
Yes.
Very cool. I want you to know lots about machines.
Why?
Because.
Well, I know part about machines.
Yeah.
But not very much.
A little bit's a start for right now.
When is it gonna get going?
I'll get this cleaned up tomorrow.
Well, are you gonna get it started tomorrow?
Still got to wait for the parts.
Ouch.
I'll order the parts off of Partzilla.
What is that?
That's a motorcycle parts store.
I mean the one I've been at?
No, that's Abernathy's. And sometimes we order from Abernathy's as well.
I've never been there.
All right. And we have to bag it up.
Dad, you also remember that other motorcycle dealer? Remember?
Yes.
And it has all kinds of stuff I might want. Well, the only thing I would want is that little Polaris.
The Polaris?
Yeah, that little kind of Polaris.
There we go.
You remember?
I'll get cleaned up.
Oh.
Gotta get all the water out of this gas tank.
There's no water.
It's full of water.
It's only full of gas.
Nope, that's pure water.
Pure water gas, you mean?
Gas is not clear.
And
It don't even smell like gas at all. Next up, we're gonna pour some pure gas in it and rinse the tank out. I hate these gas tanks like this. The gasket rips out of them and then they pour from here and here, so I'm not sure how they can call these safety gas tanks.
oh my!
Don't need much, just a little bit to shake around. And I left the valve open.
It's all leaking.
All we're doing is shaking it around, and that'll help get rid of all that water. All right, I'm gonna open the valve.
And the sign up way up there.
All right, we're back. We've got the carburetor, we've got our filter, we've got brand new hose here. Here's the carburetor. It turned out fantastic. Got it covered in WD-40 for protection. This thing looks new. It looks so good. There we go. We'll get this thing bolted on. We put the bolts back in this so we didn't lose anything. We have this covered. That was to protect the engine. I am going to spray this with WD-40 and a little bit down in there for the initial valve, since there was water in the gas tank and carburetor. I hope by seeing this video that the people that see it realize just how easy a lot of this type of work really is. It is not difficult at all. I am going to go ahead and take the choke cable hold down off. That way I won't be going around the frame. I'm pushing it into the air box. That lines up nicely. do a little wipe down on the choke. Just make sure, and that's a rubber seat there. And the needle, which looks good. And I'll WD both of these as well. Remember there's a little tab in there, so this can only go one direction. It slides up and down on that tab, which I believe it's on this side, so it should be that is where it went. And you just thread that on, and to test to make sure you have it right, you turn the throttle, and if it feels like the throttle is all the way open, that means you put it in backwards. So here we go, let's test it. So the problem was the idle adjustment. After I cleaned it, I put the idle adjustment all the way in, and that was preventing it from going down. We are ready to start again. Just pulling that out. Hopefully you can see that. This here pushes up on this spot right there, and that lifts the idle up. And now that everything's clean, heck, I'm able to put these things in by hand, and I'll have to use very little just to snug them up. And it's an O-ring seal, so you don't have to crank down on this thing. This is aluminum. If you crank too hard, it will mess it up. We're not about that business. Just snug it up. There we go. Next up, in order to make it easy for you to see, let's take our tape off here. We did that so we didn't lose any parts. I don't know if I mentioned it. I do have a new spark plug, new fuel line. Okay, so you can see the tab here, so this must be power. This is like a ground of some sort, and this is like a heating element, it looks like to me. Put this back on. Choke cable, now that nothing else is in the way. I'll go ahead and put the hose on from this angle so it's easy to see. Got the clip right there. Now that nothing else will be blocked, we'll wipe that just in case there's anything we dropped. And this is also an O-ring seal. One Phillips holds the hold down. I'm going to spray a little bit of WD in the cylinder. Here's the old spark plug, Champion Z9Y. We purchased this motorcycle brand new years and years ago. The replacement spark plug is an NGK CR7HSA. We're also going to test the spark. While the spark plug's not in, we're going to check for spark. We should hear it I'm gonna turn the key on, hit the start button. Okay, I do see and hear some spark. Now I can take that off. Now you'll really hear it if it arcs. Can you hear that? All right, put the spark plug wire on. We're gonna put the gas tank on, hook the gas line up. I got clear line, so we'll see the gas start flowing. I'm not gonna tighten anything down yet. Just put a couple bolts in it, put some gas in it. All right, baby girl, she's putting on the gas lid for us, and it's cross-threaded. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give her some help. Make sure we don't cross-thread. And then,
It's that way?
yep, it's that way.
Oh.
Now it's time to put the gas line on. Okay, so the flow's coming from, so it's gonna go in this direction. And we're gonna cut off a little piece of this gas line. It's gonna fit right there. So we're gonna cut it right there. Then we're gonna put this here, and it's gonna curve. So we're gonna cut it about right there. And then we're gonna hook it onto the filter. Now, I'm gonna turn the valve on here, and we should start seeing flow come through here. Uh-oh, we have a leak. Where's it leaking from? Let's figure out where that leak's coming from. I think what will solve our problem, I'm gonna put some hose clamps on, and then I think we'll be good. I moved this right here over, and that actually solved that problem. But I don't want to take a chance of it leaking anywhere else either. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some hose clamps on, and I'll be right back. Those hose clamps were too much, so I decided to do something a little more appropriate. I'm gonna put some small wire ties on it. Bad thing is you have to cut them off. Let's turn on the fuel. No leaks now. Okay, and if you remember, I filled the carburetor with a little bit of WD. So we want to get the WD out. And that's the drain. That's WD you're seeing, it's not clear. And it'll start getting thin when the gasoline starts coming through. And I did use pure gas. Okay, the color is starting to turn more of a pale, and it's getting thinner and pouring faster. So that is the gas.